Hello everyone. Tonight for dinner we are going to be having pasta de fagioli. So if you would like to see how I make this dish, then go ahead and keep on watching. First things first, I'm actually going to grab two pots. One is going to be for the meat and the vegetables, and the other pot is going to be to boil the pasta. We are going to start browning the meat first. So I'm going to add about 1.5 pounds of ground beef to the one pot that we're going to cook in all the vegetables and the meat. And then we're going to turn it on medium heat, and you want it to cook all the way through. Then we are going to start on the pasta water. We're going to add boiling hot water, or as hot as you can get it. I do it because then it cooks faster if it's already hot. But we're going to wait for that to boil, and then we will add our pasta in a little bit. And also don't forget to salt your water. Make sure you keep checking the ground beef because you don't want it to burn. Next, we're going to start prepping all of the veggies while the ground beef is cooking. First, I'm going to start off with a bunch of carrots. It's up to your liking. I used about like 5, but you can pick and choose how much you want. I usually do it over a napkin because it's an easy cleanup. So if you ever see me peeling potatoes, carrots, it's just so much easier to do over a napkin because then you just pick it up and throw it away. Then we are going to cut off the ends of each carrot, and then we are going to kind of cut them like sticks, like carrot sticks would be, and then we're going to dice them. So we want them diced, that way everything cooks evenly. We're also going to do that with the onions and the celery and every other vegetable that's going in. When I'm done dicing up all the veggies, I'm just going to throw it into a bigger bowl. That way it's out of the way, and when I need to throw it in the pot, it's already there. I don't have to try to, dirty a bunch of other dishes. And then we're going to take the celery. Now I'm going to peel apart the entire celery because I'm trying to get to the celery heart. If you've watched a couple other of my cooking videos, I swear by this celery heart. If you've ever watched Nikki Limo before, she's another YouTuber on here. She actually put this in her chicken noodle soup, and it was life-changing. Like, I swear by this, she swears by this. It makes everything taste so much better. I put the celery heart in everything now. So we're going to take some pieces that we actually want. So I'm going to take like the celery heart and then some of the big pieces. I'm going to wash them. And then we are going to also strip them, dice them, kind of cut them the exact same size as the carrots. But I swear by this celery heart. Make sure you keep that guy in there, and you're gonna see they're more of like the yellow pieces. I think it adds a lot of flavor to it, but definitely put in the celery heart. When the ground beef is done cooking, then we're gonna put it in a separate bowl to give it time to rest, and then we're gonna use that same pot to cook the vegetables in. First, you're going to put the carrots in the pot because the carrots are going to take the longest to cook because they are the hardest vegetable that we're working with. So we're going to put that in for about maybe 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less, and then we're going to cover it with the lid. That way the steam helps make the carrots soft. Then once they get a little bit softer, not too much softer, you don't want to wait that long, but just a little bit softer, then I'm going to add in the celery along with the celery heart and mix that all together and do the exact same thing. Cover it with the lid and let them cook all the way through. Then once that is done, we are going to cut up the onion. Now we're doing the onion last because onions most of the time just take a little bit of time to get translucent. So we're going to dice up the onions the exact same way that we diced up the carrots and the celery. And then we're going to throw that in the pot as well until everything is cooked and combined together. We are also going to add in about 2 cloves of garlic. Now because I'm doing already the diced garlic, I just use like a tablespoon, and I'll just add about a tablespoon and a half. While all the veggies are cooking together, I'm going to prep all the rest of the stuff that is going to be going in the mixture. So it is marinara sauce. I want to say this one is tomato basil. Then we're doing white beans, we're doing kidney beans, we're doing diced tomatoes, and beef broth. Anything that I'm missing, I promise I will link below for you guys. I will have all the measurements and everything added down there. But we're going to add the diced can of tomatoes, and then we're going to add back in the meat because we want the meat to absorb all the flavors of everything that we're cooking together. So we're going to mix that up and let that cook for a little bit. Then we're going to add the marinara sauce. I want to say I used about half a can, maybe a little bit more than half the can, but you go to your liking. If you don't like that much marinara sauce in it, you don't have to put that much. This we want to more be like a pasta dish. It's not going to be like a soup or anything like that, so we want it to be a little bit thicker than that. And while that is cooking, we're going to get the beans ready. We're going to do the white beans and the kidney beans, and we are going to empty those into a strainer. Now, the reason I empty these into a strainer is because I like to run them under water. If you look right here, that bubbliness that is right there, I was told that that is actually what causes you gas. I know, TMI, but what I like to do is I like to get rid of that. I don't want that, so we are going to run it under water until all the bubbles are gone. Then we're going to add that into the pot along with everything else, and I'm going to do them with both the kidney beans and the white beans. You don't have to do this part. It doesn't mix anything up or it doesn't change anything. They don't taste any different. It just gets rid of the bubbles. But if you are fine with the juices that it comes in, just go ahead and throw those in all together. You don't even have to rinse them. And once all of that has started to mix together, then we're going to add in beef broth and we're going to add in some red wine. Once again, along with all of my other meals that have wine in it, you do not have to add wine. You can always add grape juice. That's completely fine. You don't have to add wine. The reason we do is because we like more of the richer flavor. But that's completely fine. You do not have to add it. Now, after all this time, the water has started to boil for the pasta. This is when I'm going to throw it in. I'm okay with putting the pasta in a little bit later because I don't want the noodles to be done before the meal, because then they just kind of sit there and they get kind of weird. So we're going to throw in the pasta and let that cook, and then we're going to add in all of our seasonings. I'm going to link all the seasonings down below because there's quite a few, so go ahead and look at the description box for all of the seasoning. And yes, there is some Tabasco that I'm adding also to add a tiny bit of heat. Mix that up and let everything simmer. The pasta and the meat is gonna both be cooking right now, and once the pasta is done, then we are going to strain it and make sure you get out all the water, tap it, make sure all the water has dripped out, and then we are going to leave that to the side until the meat mixture is done. Then we will add the pasta into the meat mixture. Now, I didn't cook my pasta all the way. I cooked it a little bit underdone because we are gonna be throwing it into the meat mixture. If you don't want to do that, you can cook the pasta all the way through and just put the pasta into a bowl and then add the meat mixture on top of that. That way it doesn't get soggy or taste funny or anything like that. I've had that happen before, and I'm not a fan of when the pasta gets soggy. That means that it's overcooked. And once you let that simmer for about 15-20 minutes, then the meal is ready to eat. What I did was I topped it with a piece of garlic bread, and it came out delicious. So if you guys tried this, please let me know. And that's going to be it for this video. So if you guys liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't already. and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.